And if it couldn't be done by Lio Rush, then it simply just couldn't happen.
Stepped out in mud, this bitch can't wait to tie my shoelace. Ocean like girls, bet this money make a bitch so gay. Money real long, biggest King Kong when you make the trap go jump. Yellow wrist stone, canary yellow stone, I'm putting on that stuff. Digging in the bank, blood my money, make a bitch bust a nut. Came out the bando just about diapers, said they hit me a lick. I bought the Tahoe from the trap money, haven't even seen a brick. Cocaine by the kilo, these days put it right on my wrist. You can still see the chain lit up, set mine 5%. Every time I re-up, they got advance at least 20 M. I been getting richer and richer my whole career. Took the dope money when I record a mixtape. This rap was way out. Sitting on a bell, toting a big cake. Ain't even got a couch. To Australia, unfamiliar. Spent 2 million on the jet. In that dually, doing the dash. A little doggy hold a tick.
Hey guys, welcome to Muscle Memory. My name's Malcolm. Today we're talking to one of my favorite professional wrestlers of all time. You see him in every major promotion, winning championships, and putting on his highlight reel. He's an artist that has a new album out right now, No Time to Heal. You can stream that everywhere where you listen to music. And he's making a comeback in 2024 in the ring. Lio Rush, how are you, man?
What's up, man? I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to be back on here, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. One hell of an introduction, by the way. I appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
I'm excited.
Yeah, man. I mean, you're probably one of the most consistent people on this show, actually. Like you, Jacob Fatu are usually my two guys. I always interview you guys, and I always love it because you guys are great to talk to. Yeah, man. But you have a lot going on right now. You're making a comeback 2024 in the ring. Obviously, there's a lot going on as far as your time in Japan. Can we just talk through that and how are you doing today, mentally and physically?
Physically, I'm doing pretty good. I went through a lot this past September, where I ended up losing a lot of weight, and I've been packing my weight back on, trying to get myself right, trying to get myself ready for 2024. Mentally, I am still going through some things, trying to work out some kinks here and there. But I think overall, I'm on a positive path. It was rough. It was rough, thinking that I was going to end my year on such a different note than what I'm ending it on right now.
Yeah.
So a lot of processing has been going on, but I'm doing better. I'm doing a lot better overall. So yeah.
Definitely, man. And I'm sorry to hear everything that happened as well. I mean, just trying to read through it on Twitter, I was like, "Yo, this is actually crazy." It sucks for something to happen to someone that is it's such a good guy. You're such a cool dude. So I hate to see that happen to you, man. But going into 2024 as well, with this big comeback, you have a few shows announced so far: GCW, Violence and Suffering as well. Where are you looking forward to wrestling in 2024, and maybe some opponents as well?
I'm looking forward to so much, actually. I think with this being and this being 2024, 2024 being my 10th year wrestling, I'm looking to do things that I've never done before. I get asked, what do I want to do next, and where do I see myself? Right now, I see myself everywhere. I feel like I've done everything, I've seen everything, I've been everywhere, and now that I have this time to kind of sit back and see what's going on in the world of professional wrestling right now, it's exciting to see where I could possibly fit in. So I'm looking forward to a lot. I'm looking forward to wrestling guys that I've never wrestled before. I'm looking forward to wrestling girls that I haven't been able to be in the ring with. I think I've only had about one intergender match my entire career.
Caden Carter.
Yeah, but I want to at least get 5 intergender matches in this year at the very least. So I'm going to be scoping out some competition, because it is competition. These girls are scary. These girls are scary. So I'm looking forward to getting in the ring with a lot of people that I've never gotten the opportunity to get in the ring with. On top of some promotions that I've never gotten a chance to work with, even like independent promotions. There are independent promotions that are up on the rise right now that I've been paying attention to, and as well as companies that are on TV that I've wrestled for before, like WWE, like AEW, like Ring of Honor, like New Japan Pro Wrestling, and so on and so forth. So I'm just excited about the possibilities. 2024 seems like endless possibilities for me. So I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Definitely, man. There's a lot of guys on the market right now. They're either like free agents as well, or like maybe they're wrestling for TV companies that also allow them to do independent dates. So there's definitely a lot of cool matches. Is there like a certain name that first comes to your mind? Like I saw you tweeting some names earlier, just a good long list of like MJF, Carmelo Hayes, et cetera, et cetera. Is there a certain guy you're looking forward to like maybe stepping in the ring with if it's on an independent show or maybe on television?
Man, so many people. Like you said, I put a lot of names out there. I put a lot of names out there, but I think, and this is strictly because of where he is right now, and the kind of things that he says about being the best. I need that match with Osprey.
Oh,
I need it.
okay.
Uh, the last time I wrestled Osprey, I was 20 years old, and I feel like I'm an entirely different wrestler now.
Yeah,
I've grown so much, and I think when it comes to the top of the food chain, when it comes to in-ring work, when it comes to just being overall one of the most electrifying wrestlers in the ring, I think that needs to be tested with me. And I think that'll be an amazing, amazing matchup. So I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm in no rush. No pun intended. I'm in no rush at all. I'm sure he's a busy man. But I am definitely looking forward to that match when it eventually happens.
definitely. Oh, that sounds really good. Because like Osprey, he's put on a lot of weight recently. Like he's a heavyweight kind of guy now. He's still moving incredible inside the ring and whatnot. He has some great matches in Impact Wrestling. Now he's with AEW. That's definitely something that should be on everyone's watch list in 2024 years after that you guys going at it. I think that'd be crazy. Is your goal right now to get back to wrestling for like a major promotion on television?
I think it is for sure. I definitely think it is. I think I've spent the last few years kind of touring the world, being here, there, and everywhere, and taking pride in, doing exactly that, being everywhere and wrestling for everybody. But I think with 2024, I'm definitely looking for a home. I'm looking for some stability for myself and for my family. So I'm I'm willing to hold off until the right opportunity and the right time and the right place, uh, and getting in some good reps and wrestling all of the guys and girls all around the world. I'm never shy about the hustle. I'm never shy about the grind and stuff like that. So I'm definitely willing to put in some extra miles to go on the East Coast, West Coast, Pacific Northwest, Midwest, wherever I need to go, to continuously show people that I'm one of the best wrestlers in the world. I'm willing to do that. But eventually, I think I want to sign on the dotted line somewhere, and be exclusive to one place.
Leo, how old are you right now?
29-year-old piece of gold, my friend.
You're like entering your prime right now. I mean, that's like a great age to be a pro wrestler. You say you have 10 years in the business so far. Like you're definitely entering your prime. So like I feel like the best years are just yet to come for you. So yeah, I mean,
For
there's a
sure.
lot to be looking forward to. Even like looking at this run compared to like maybe like your first time on an independent scene when you were training MCW and before like everything happened with WWE. What's the difference now between the independent wrestling landscape between back then and then now 2023, 2024?
There's so many young guys on the scene right now. I
Yeah,
feel like the entire scene is guys that are under, 35, 30 years old.
yeah,
When I was wrestling, there was not a lot of young guys. There weren't any teenagers. I
right.
feel like I was the only like teenager on a show at
Definitely one
one
of the only
point.
ones.
um, and but now you're seeing it so often. I mean, they're taking up entire rosters now.
Yeah.
Guys that are like 18, 19, 20 years old, all under like 25 years old that are taking over, the wrestling world. So I think that's a huge difference. I think the competitiveness between young guys and girls like that is something that the wrestling industry needs. And I definitely feel like it's going into a completely different era of wrestling, entirely different athletes with different mindsets, fresh mindsets, and yeah, I'm looking forward to 2024 because it looks like a lot of people are going to be fighting for those top spots, and it's gonna be hard to get past me. So we'll see.
Definitely, man. They announced that you're going to be a GCW coming up very soon. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be great. It's going to be in Tampa, I believe, right? And some other cities as well. There's
Yep.
definitely going to be some interesting opponents on that roster currently. Is there anyone in GCW that you're looking forward to like getting in there with? It's a lot.
Where you at, Blake? Come on, man. Come on now. This is not over. It's far from over. It's far from over. But other than Blake, it's so many other guys. GCW has been touring the world too. There's so many people on their roster, so many people that they use like homegrown talents within those certain states that I wanna get in the ring with. I see Dustin Waller starting to make his rounds in GCW, somebody that I've gotten a chance to wrestle in Beyond Wrestling. I'd love to mix it up with him again in a GCW ring. I keep hearing about you know who Maki Ito is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'd like to meet Maki.
Okay. I can see
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Interesting little lineup there. I can see it.
Of
Do you have aspirations to become the GCW World Champion?
course, of course. Any place that I touch, I'm looking to be a world champion. Uh, I'm not shying away from any title that is quote unquote beneath the world title. I'm more than willing to collect all of the other titles on my way to getting that world title, but I'm definitely looking to be a world champion for sure. And Blake,
There it is. I can see it. I can see it happen. He's been champion for a minute. It's about time someone else walks up in there and gets that belt. So I would like to see possibly Lio Rush hold that title. I think it'd be interesting. But yeah, man. Even talking about another title that you were going after at one point, before everything happened in Japan was the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. What's like your standing with New Japan right now in Impact Wrestling? Because you're working for those two companies pretty frequently up until your hiatus, I guess.
yeah, right now, nothing is really going on with either company. I think the way that I left off was awkward, awkward timing, just because nobody saw it coming. I didn't see it coming, and right when that happened, my Impact deal ended. So the deal that I did have with Impact is no more. I never had really had a deal with New Japan Pro Wrestling. So right now I'm I am a free agent. So, the relationship is still there, obviously, but I think it ultimately comes down to timing, and right place, right time, and we'll see. But that's definitely something I could definitely see myself, capturing the X Division title again. I could see myself winning the IWGP Junior title again. I think it's inevitable. It's inevitable. I think I've had the opportunity to wrestle for the title. I think I've shown that I'm a worthy contender for that title, that I can be a champion, that I can be a fighting champion, that I can be somebody who can carry that entire division. And like I said, it's only a matter of time. I don't know when that time will be, but I was put in this industry to be a champion, so that's what I plan on being.
For sure. Like you've held titles in pretty much every promotion at this point. There's a story that came out when you're in WWE that you're supposed to be the Intercontinental Champion. I always find that to be super interesting. I was like, oh my God, how come this didn't happen? Could you like tell us that story of you almost becoming Intercontinental Champion or the story behind it?
Well, okay, so I think Well, I don't think. I know. There was a plan at one point to, I don't know if you remember, I can't remember what year it was, but it was Elimination Chamber. Maybe it was
2019?
2018, 2019, something like that. But it was me and Bobby versus Finn in
Yeah.
a handicap match for the Intercontinental title, which was a very interesting match. I'm actually pretty excited that that ended up happening. I've never seen anything like that before, a handicap match for a singles title, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of talks about having that match at WrestleMania, but it ended up being just Bobby and Finn, and I ended up coming out with Bobby. But that was a plan that was being talked about for some time. But I think ultimately they just ended up doing the match at Elimination Chamber and carried on with the singles match at WrestleMania. But it would have been really cool. It would have been really cool to be able to wrestle on that card, especially being Intercontinental Champion unexpectedly. I don't think anybody would have expected that. Um, but yeah, that would have been really fun.
I could have sworn it was coming too, because there was a moment I think Bobby was doing a pose off or something, and like you're in a white jumper suit and you had the white strap Intercontinental title on. It's like, hey man, that kind of matches. I could see that working out. Like I could see it for sure, for sure. Yeah, man. Was there any other like big like WWE moments that maybe didn't come to fruition during your time during that run you had in the company?
Oh, yeah. There's one that stings. There's one that stings a lot, actually. Um, the year that I came out with Bobby, I think this was Phoenix, Arizona. I was supposed to be in that Rumble, that Royal Rumble. Uh, Yeah, I was supposed to be in that Royal Rumble, and I was not. And I think they ended up changing plans last minute, and I just ended up accompanying Bobby down when he got his number and he came out. But I was definitely prepared to enter the Rumble that year, and yeah, that one stings. That's because that's bucket list. That's bucket
Yeah.
list moments right there. So. Um, yeah, but that I definitely remember that. I was supposed to be in the Royal Rumble that year, and for whatever reason, I think it ended up changing super last minute, like almost like hours before the show started. So yeah, that one stings a little bit, but yeah, that's another moment that I remember.
Dang, because especially with like, all the stuff you do in the ring, like the Kobe Kingston spot of, always trying to save yourself out of the rumble. I feel like that could have been like your new thing. You could have been the new Kobe for that moment. That would have been sick. Oh man, you hate to see it, but I know you worked in NXT a while, so I know obviously there's a relationship there with Triple H. Now that he's running creative, is there ever an opportunity that you would think of maybe trying to go back to the WWE?
I definitely don't rule it out, and I love seeing questions like that. Now these days because wrestling uh, is such at an exciting point, unpredictable point where you really don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to show up where and what the outcome of things are going to be. So I definitely don't rule out a possible WWE return. And yeah, wrestling is just changes so fast. It's
It's been an
it's
interesting couple of months. I mean, there's a
it's
lot of big
intense.
returns. Yeah.
It is very intense, but it's exciting. It's exciting. If it's exciting for the wrestlers, I can only imagine how exciting it is to be a fan of professional wrestling because you literally don't know
Yeah.
who's going to show up, when they're going to show up, and how they're going to show up. So yeah, I wouldn't rule out a WWE return at all.
Definitely. I know you're in AEW for a moment of time, and you might be on the roster at the same time as CM Punk. He just returned recently to WWE. Did you ever meet CM Punk, and what was like your like story with him? Everyone has a story with CM Punk, so I just want to see.
Yeah, I've got a story with CM Punk.
Okay.
I've got a story with CM Punk. I definitely have a story with CM Punk. Uh, I remember meeting CM Punk um, during like the beginning of the show when we first all came in the building, and I remember seeing him sitting in the bleachers, and I just walked over and introduced myself to him. Told him how much I looked up to him as a, you know, as a kid. Didn't want to make him feel old, but I told him that I looked up to him, that I appreciate, you know, his work and his time in WWE. And a couple of months later, probably, yeah, about a month or two later, he ended up coming with me with an idea. And I don't even know if I should say this, but I'm just going to say it anyways. But I remember he came up with an idea where he wanted Danielle Fishel to come in to AEW to be my manager.
My God, that would have been sick. Yo, oh my
because
goodness.
because we had that mutual friend
Yeah.
in Danielle. So yeah, that was an idea that came up that he wanted to talk to me about, that never really came to fruition. But yeah, that's my CM Punk story. I've got a couple of more, but maybe I'll save it for a book one day. You're
Okay.
gonna have to pay
First,
for one. But
first like that.
that's one CM Punk story for you.
Oh man, that's so cool. That's so cool, man. Like even going into 2024, let's talk about like you wrestling in the ring. Are we gonna see any kind of new move set coming out of Lio Rush? Is there something you're working on that might be even different from what you're already doing, which is
Woo.
already some craziness?
I people people have been asking me this question. Am I going to bust out some new moves? This is you're gonna have to just wait and see, man.
Man,
You're gonna have to wait and see. Somebody told me to hit a attitude adjustment into a neck breaker into like a shooting star. I'm like, man, you guys are trying to put me back in the hospital bed, trying to get me surgery again.
it's painful.
But I mean, I'm always coming up with something new, exciting, innovative. I think 2024 is like gonna go down in history as like one of these years that is filled with innovative offense and just overall excitement. I mean, I think we got like a little taste of that with so many of the wrestlers that you currently see today, like Vikingo. You see guys like Jack Cartwheel. You know, these super innovative guys. It's I think it's inspiring so many people to, you know, use what works best for you. And that's always how I operated. You know, I never wanted to be like another wrestler. I always knew what worked best for me, and I wanted to utilize those skill sets and showcase what worked best for me. And I've always been like a fast, quick, agile type of athlete. So I wanted to, you know, pinpoint a focus on that. So yeah, there's gonna be some new ways that I probably get around the ring in 2024, but yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see.
Fair enough. I respect that. Leo, as we start to wrap this up, where can they find you on social media if they're not already following you and listen to your music and whatnot? Where can they find you?
Yeah, people can find me on social media, on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, Instagram, TikTok, my YouTube channel, all at I am Lio Rush, where you can also find everything that I'm doing currently, updates on what I have coming up, music drops, uh, merch, cameo, everything like that. So yeah, if you want to follow me on social media, just type in I am Lio Rush and yeah, support and follow the journey.
There it is. Leo Rush, thank you so much for your time, man. Thank you for being generous with your time. I really appreciate it. Guys, my name's Malcolm. This is Muscle Memory, and bro.